Hello guys, so welcome to our brightening or lightening body butter class. Okay, this is anhydrous body butter. And what do we mean by anhydrous? Anhydrous means a formulation without water. We have various types of body butters. We have the one that contains water and the one that do not contain water, but what we are going to do today is water. So as you can see, we don't have any water, distilled water around us. We have our beakers here, we have our calendula wax, we have our acetyl alcohol, we have our some white, okay, we have our kojic dip. This is arrowroot powder. We have our shea butter, we have our baobab oil, we have our argan oil, we have our rosehip oil, we have our, this is our cocoa butter, we have our scale, we have our thermometer as well, and then we have our machine to whip our butter. We have our cling film to cover our beakers whilst on fire. We have our grapeseed oil, organic grapeseed oil. We have our essential oils, we have our fragrance, then we have our almighty alpha tocopherol. Alright, then with good manufacturing practices, this is our goggles, and then this is our hairnet. Right, and before you start any formulation, you must make sure that you have your formula written down perfectly with in your formula book, with all your measurements and everything right on point. So this is my formula and this is my formula book. So we are about to start the real deal. Stay tuned.
Mama.
Alright, so to begin with, let's first measure our avocado butter. Okay, we are using avocado butter in place of mango butter. Really depends on what you want to achieve and what you have. So this is avocado butter. We all know the benefits of avocado butter to the skin. So really, if you don't get any of the required ingredients, you can always substitute. So we need 66. When measuring, you really must be careful. When measuring, you must really be careful. So 66, but we've had 18 so far. Okay, do well to measure it very well. 66. Avocado butter is expensive, depending on where you are buying it from. It's not cheap. I think I would have to exhaust everything in here. 66. Alright, so I've gotten my 66. So the next one is my cocoa butter. This is my cocoa butter. This freshly made or raw cocoa butter. It smells really good though. Cocoa butter usually are hard, are so hard. So let's see. Ooh, it's really cheap. Don't do this at home, please. Cocoa butter is very hard, so you must always break them into pieces and drop them accordingly. Sorry for this mess, but it happens. Yeah, so let me get so I decided to get a knife to just cut it. Cocoa butter is hard though. Sure. Butters are really hard, you know. So I need just 20. I really need to be careful so I wouldn't exceed it. Alright, this is 19. Just dropping. Okay, so make sure that when measuring everything you don't exceed the required measurement, please. Most people think in skincare less is more. Really, less is more. Most people don't get it. They think putting in much or plenty things means they are getting it right, but that isn't always the case. Alright, so these are shea butter. The shea butter, you must make sure you get the original shea butter. I get my shea butter from the north directly, from the northern part of Ghana. So shea butter is 28. Is 28. Our shea butter is 28. Please pardon me for the noise at the background. My kids are really making noise. Alright, so 28. I need, yep. So I've got it. I always advise that you must measure everything before, okay? Yeah, you must measure everything separately before. So this is our phase A. We've gotten all our butters in here, so we are left with our candelilla wax. Why am I using candelilla wax apart from all the waxes? You know, with anhydrous body butter, sometimes the temperature and other factors might end up melting it, okay? But calendula wax really have a higher melting point. All right, this is our cetyl alcohol. We are adding 4. Please do well and measure it appropriately. Do not exceed the required quantity. Be very cautious. Right, so this is our phase A with our candelilla wax, with our cetyl alcohol, with our shea butter, our cocoa butter, and then our avocado butter. We had mango butter in there, but I don't have mango butter available. I have avocado butter. Really, all these butters are not cheap. Yeah. So wherever you are located or you find yourself, make sure you get, most people dilute shea butter. So when I'm buying shea butter, this is our thin film. Okay. Mostly I love to, cover my beakers with a thin film, especially when water is involved, to prevent precipitation and evaporation. So this is it. And don't forget, I have my, this is my bring it here. This is my double boiler. Okay, I have water in here. All right, this is my burner. So this method is what we call double boiler. Okay, this is the double boiler method, whereby we want to melt this, but we want to put it in here to melt it. Okay, yeah, but most often you can place your beakers directly on the burner. I mean, it depends on you, okay, but you have to do it on a very low heat before you destroy the properties in your. So this is our first phase. So our second phase, what is in there? Our second phase, so this is our second phase. Okay, our second phase, we've got rose hip oil, Why are we separating it? Why aren't we heating it up? You know, grapeseed oil, rosehip oil, it doesn't have that higher melting point, and it's very good. It hydrates fast. But why don't you have to put it on fire? If you put it on fire for a very long time, it means that we are diminishing the potency of it, and in this case the product must be used within 6 months. The products can be, can last for more than 6 months, okay, because you've heated it. Yeah, so don't heat grapeseed oil and then this grapeseed oil and rosehip oil. So what quantity of rosehip do we have? We have 20 ml. Oops. Usually I don't advise you pour in from your beaker. That's why you must be very cautious when measuring. I made a mistake. As in, when I was measuring, I didn't pay attention because I was talking. But you must make sure that everything is on point. So this is our rosehip measured 20, and then our almond oil. Let's measure. Our grapeseed oil is 10. Our grapeseed oil is 10. Okay, so this in here we have our grapeseed. We have our grapeseed oil, and then our rosehip oil. Okay, yeah. What else do we need at this point? We have our argan oil. Can you note? Do well and measure everything before you start even putting stuff on the double boiler. Okay, so argan too, we have 10. Argan oil. Argan oil, we have 10. Okay, so that's our argan oil. So in here, argan, rosehip, grapeseed. You understand? Okay. So we must cover it since we must cover it since we are not using it now, to prevent bacteria from getting in there and other stuff. Right, so we are moving on to our phase C. What is in there? Our phase C. Our phase C is where our tyrosinase inhibitors, in other words known as our lightening ingredients, okay. And these are our lightening ingredients. We have our sim white, then we have our kojic dipalmitate. Okay, note we have two types of kojic acid. We have the kojic acid that is soluble in water, and this kojic dip is oil soluble and can be used for anhydrous production. Right, so our sim white, we need just two. Same white, we need just two. Do not exceed this tyrosinase inhibitors. Sometimes, well, people think, okay, that was like 2. Why is my not working? Okay, so these are sim whites. Okay, and then the next one is our Kojic depalmitate. We need 14. Okay, this is very light. You can measure. Don't pick. Okay, so when so that's our Kojic depalmitate. Then we are supposed to use sunflower oil. Okay, 18, but I do not have sunflower oil. In place, I want to use baobab oil. Baobab oil is equally good. Baobab oil is equally good, but I don't have sunflower oil. You could use that sunflower, rice bran oil. So I need 18 of this. Sometimes when you are measuring, please make sure that you pay attention. Okay, so what can I do since these oils are going to dissolve it? Let me just put it this way so it can all dissolve. Sure you get, right? So this is our last phase to be measured. Okay, we are supposed to measure is alpha tocopherol, but it is heat sensitive, so it will go to cool down stage. I hope at this point you know what cool down stage is. Abi, you don't know, or my eye they pain me. So like I said, at each stage you should be able to cover it up. You must cover everything. You must cover everything. Just really cover everything. Okay, so now looking at it, we have all our three phases available. We have this, our lightening ingredients, we have our butters and our waxes, we have our oils in here. Okay, so these isn't going on the double boiler, but rather this and this are going on a double boiler. Okay, really some people might end up adding this lightening ingredient to this, but note that the lightening ingredients have its own temperature at which it's supposed to melt. Okay, but the butters, I mean, on a higher should melt at 70, at a temperature of 75 degrees Celsius, while these things are from 88 to 90 degrees Celsius, so you can't combine them. In rare cases can you. So let's just put them on fire. Not really on fire, please don't go in because I said fire. By the time I realized some people are taking it on. So this is our double boiler. We are going to put this and this on it. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, our phase A and phase B is on our double boiler. So I'm going to check whether phase A is ready. Okay, so we can take off so this is our melted butters and waxes. Okay, all right, so what do? we are going to keep it in the fridge for a while. Okay, so we have to pour it. This is our stainless steel. You must disinfect it, and then we are going to pour it in here. All right. So let's check this as well. It's empty. Give it some few minutes for it to dissolve as well. And always bring everything out since it was a measurement. So this is our dissolved project, the palmitate, and then sim white. Okay, so we must allow it to cool down a bit, then you can add it to this as well. This is our dissolved kojic dip, sim white. Okay, and then our baobab oil, any carrier oil of your choice. So let me check. Okay, so this is your phase A and then your phase B. So you are adding the dissolved lightening actives in here, because the two are going to get into the fridge. Right, make sure you stir. Okay, make sure you stir. Okay, so someone will ask, why did I pour it in this stainless steel? Okay, why should I even keep this beaker in the fridge in the first place? We are going to, when it's at 40 degrees Celsius, we are going to put it in the fridge, okay, to cool down a bit to some consistency. Then we whip with our machine. So that is it. Okay, so as we can see, this is phase A, phase B, phase C all together. Okay, that is our butters, our waxes, our oils, and then our lightening or tyrosinase inhibitors all in here. Yeah. But make sure you don't heat your rose hip and then the grapeseed oil. You add them after dissolving the other ingredients. Okay, so this is it. Sometimes stirring it will speed up the process of the cooling down of the butters and then the oils. Okay, so here we are. Very soon we are going to actually you can have it being cooled down by just placing it down, but the fridge will always speed up the process. I mean, sometimes it can even take 24 hours before it cools down. I mean, for the butter to be a bit hard. Yeah, let me check again. So now 42. Guess we are good to go. So this is it. I'm putting it on, in the fridge. Alright, so after keeping it in the refrigerator for a while, okay, this is how it's been solidified. So we are going to whip it. If you are doing them in a larger quantity, you can buy the mixer, like the bigger machines. Alright, so this is how you do it. Depending on the consistency that you want, if you want a lighter consistency, okay, you can decide not to keep it in the fridge to solidify for a long time. Okay, yeah, this one was kept to solidify for a long time. If you want a lighter consistency, you must always check on it whilst it's in the fridge, so it wouldn't be too hard in terms of the solidification. This is our brightening body butter. Okay, yeah, you can whip it more depending on the consistency that you want. Yeah, so what am I going to add to it? I'm going to add my arrowroot powder to prevent it from being too oily. Okay, note, you are supposed to measure it before adding it up. And then my alpha tocopherol too, you must measure it. Okay, yeah. So this is it. This is your body butter. After adding your or after getting your consistency, you shouldn't whip too much. If you whip too much, you might end up melting. So you get. So we are done with our body butter. So let's see how it's going to be on the skin. So beautiful. You see, so beautiful. So yes, here is our body butter. Thank you for watching. So this is my body butter. Stephanie, Stephanie. Okay, so this is our finished body butter. You see, for a number of days, but still hasn't melted, still intact. You see, so this is how your butter should come out. Thank you.